today we're hiking. I don't know how to say the name of the mountain. I think it's Lipalian Peak to Purple Peak. So this trail was really hard to find. Actually really hard to find. My GPS took me to Sunshine, which is not even close. This is actually a service road in Lake Louise. And this one also takes you to Museum Peak, if you guys have ever done that. So if you're trying to find this one and you get lost like me, take the service road. So I think we're getting there. We're about 2K into the hike on the service road right now. This one is closed to cars, so you either have to walk or bike. So I'll see you guys in the next clip.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. Seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall.
Hey guys, we're about 1K from the summit of Lipalian Peak. So we kind of did a shortcut, but it's good because it was pretty much straight up this whole way. So this one, we're actually making really good time. We started at 11:30, it's currently 1:30, and we're only a kilometer away from the summit. So it is an early fall up here. There's tons of snow. Well, not tons of snow, there's skips of snow, and the larches are already turning yellow. So if you look down there, you'll be able to see the gondola. So you can come up here in the winter and go skiing if that's what you're wondering. So we are almost to the top. I'll see you then. It's been really beautiful. It's been a great day for this. It's been a little bit cold and windy up here, but it's expected for September. This is a really great hike for larches also. And that is Purple Peak up there. The views up here are amazing. We got some amazing shots up here, so we're about to head back down.
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive. I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive. And this can be the end. I won't just settle for being your friend. A broken bond is not too late to mend. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just
Hey guys, welcome to my after hike summary for Mounts Lipalian and Purple Peak. So my friend and I did this back in September. I feel like all of the hikes that I'm going to be talking about this month have taken place back in September because I did so many hikes back then and I haven't been able to film these like after hike videos. So this one I clocked in at 14.1k with an elevation gain of 1,164 meters. I read quite a few reviews on all trails about this hike and just basically talking about how overgrown it is, how you're pretty much going to be bushwhacking the whole way, and I personally did not have that experience myself, but getting to the trailhead honestly was the biggest challenge for me on this day. So this trailhead is located near the Lake Louise ski resort, and that day for some reason there was no snow on the ground, nothing like that, but there was tons and tons of people catching shuttles and going on like the, what is it called? The ski lift and stuff like that. There was like a ton of people, gondola. They were going on the gondola, and then there was like people catching buses. The parking lot was insanely full, and that's kind of like where I thought the trailhead was, but contrary to that, it actually wasn't. I asked a few people, including like staff members, and they did not know what I was talking about. I asked another staff member and I was like, is there some kind of service road nearby? And he's like, yeah, there's a service road down the road and it takes you to Kicking Horse Lodge. And I was like, okay, maybe it's down that road. And guess what? It was. So if you've done No-See-Um Peak, if you've ever been to Kicking Horse in the winter time, any of that stuff, that is gonna be where you park. So by the time we got to the parking lot, it was super late. I think it was like around noon when we started this hike. With that being said, we didn't have a whole lot of room for errors because, you know, it's starting to get dark pretty early now and that sort of thing. It's in the middle of September. So my friend and I decided to just, you know, try out the hike and see where it took us. So this trail for the beginning part is up a service road. So there's nothing there really but ATVs. This road is used in the winter time because a lot of people go skiing up here. There's actually another gondola that looked like it was abandoned because of course it's like summertime, not ski season. There was no one there. It wasn't running or anything like that. There is a gondola up there. So that is going to be your kind of like trail marker. So you know you're going the right way. The larches were just starting to larch and become all beautiful and yellow that day. So I did take a few larch photos and that sort of thing up there. So if you are going to be doing this one, I highly recommend doing it in the fall. And now that I know where it is and I'm not going to get lost on the way to the trailhead next time, I will definitely do this one next year as well. If you are looking for trails such as Skokie Pass and Hidden Lake, they are around this area as well. So yes, take it from me, I had a great experience trying to find the trailhead. So the first part of this hike is a bit overgrown, but the trail is very well defined. The day that we went, there was a little skiff of snow on the ground already. The trail definitely was not bushwhacking. It's very easy to miss the trail and go off trail, but if you do have All Trails or a Garmin, you will be able to find your way pretty easily because the trail does look defined when you do find it. So when you do find the trail, it is a little bit overgrown, but nothing too crazy. It's very similar to Mount Lipset. If you've ever done that trail, it's a little bit on the overgrown side. And then you continue on up. This trail is all uphill. There isn't really a time where it's not uphill. It's definitely a slight incline in parts and more of a tougher incline in parts. If you are looking for a more challenging hike that doesn't involve scrambling really, that you know you can have a really good workout on, then this one is great for you. And you probably haven't done it because it's not a popular trail at all. We saw one person that did Mount Lipalian that day and he was on his way down already by the time we got to the scree section. So there is kind of like a scree slash rock section, but it's very obvious where the trail is. You don't have to do any hands-on scrambling, but we thought we had to. We were off trail and we were kind of scrambling up the boulders to get over them, but then realized we didn't have to do that and the trail was actually on the other side. So fail. Another mistake we made that day, but otherwise we did the trail pretty quickly. We didn't make very many stops or anything like that on the way up. It was just kind of like a go, go, go until we kind of got lost during this part. And then we found a very, very defined trail to the top of Lipalian Ridge. I want to call it Lipalian Ridge because Lipalian Ridge is pretty large. It's a very, very large area. The summit is on one side and then the summit to Purple is on the other. So the ridge walk is pretty long. It's kind of a lot of rolling hills and that sort of thing. Nothing too crazy with incline once you get up there, no scrambling. It's great. I love this hike. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So by the time we got to the ridge, we walked along it a little bit, snapped a bunch of photos, and the rocks started to turn, you know, these really pretty shades of purple, green, blue, yellow. It definitely gave me Rainbow Mountain in Peru vibes, but in Canada. That's what my friend and I captioned our photos on Instagram. But yeah, it was a very gorgeous hike and I highly recommend this one if you haven't done it before. This is definitely a great one to add to your list. We just basically did a whole mini photo shoot, ate a snack, and then headed back down. Now on the way down, we ended up going to Lipalian Summit, which was on accident. We literally were just gonna walk the ridge and then go back down. We weren't really trying to bag two summits in one day sort of thing. You can definitely, you know, get the summit on Purple and then run to the other summit on the other side. It's not that hard, but it's just like distance wise, it probably is, you know, around 2 to 3K. Nothing too difficult or anything like that. The ridge was not sketchy at all. However, we were trying to get down. We ended up at the summit of Lipalian and then we ended up on the other side of the mountain for some reason. It's very easy to get lost on this trail. So make sure you are, if you are unfamiliar, if you've never done it before, then make sure you're watching your map at all times, because we were just following the ridge and we followed it too far to the other side of Lipalian, and we ended up having to bushwhack, even though this was not a bushwhacking day. And every time I saw those comments, I just laughed because I was like, this is not a bushwhacking trail. We ended up bushwhacking because we were way off trail. We were literally probably 2K away from the actual trail. I don't know how that ended up happening, but you know, there's multiple ways to get down this mountain that are not sketchy, because there isn't a whole lot of scree. It's a lot of dirt and that sort of thing. There's easier ways up than we took. I don't know. There's just so many like little side trails that are not official trails on this mountain that you could potentially take, either to go up or to go down, to go to the other side of the mountain. There is a lake that you can view from the top. I believe it's called Hidden Lake. You can go down into the lake. I don't know where the trail is for that, but there's a trail to go there for sure, because it's on all trails. Oh yeah, also I didn't even talk about the view really. You can see Mount Temple from here, you can see Lake Louise from here, and you can see like Mount White, Niblock, all those bigger mountains around the Lake Louise area. You can see them from the top of Lipalian Ridge. Even like the whole way going up, you can see Lake Louise and all of those mountains. So it's really scenic, beautiful hike. And yeah, just be careful on the way down, because it's very easy to lose your trail. That other than this being like a not really popular trail, not really well defined, I love those trails, you guys. I love being able to go out and being like the only people on a trail in one day. Like it's great. So I highly recommend this one. Definitely go ahead and check it out. I give this one a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. If you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.
I let you